What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. It's me, Finesse King, and I'm back at it again with another reaction video. And today we're going to be reacting to some of Billie Eilish's concert clips. Today we're going to be reacting to her cover of Creep by Radiohead. And if you like the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe for more. I want a path to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And enough said, let's just jump into the video. Alright, so we got Billie Eilish Radiohead cover, and if you guys have any more concert clips you guys want me to react to, please comment down below and I'm gonna find my way to react to all of them. But let's just jump into this. Also, sorry for the audio quality. This is someone recording from their phone, so this is the quality of the audio that we have so far.
Just like the days ago, your skin makes me cry. You flow like a feather in a beautiful world.
I love her voice. She has such an amazing voice.
I wish I was spared.
This also reminds me of, I don't know if you guys checked it out, when she did the Michael Jackson's Bad cover. What I really loved about that one is that on top of just like the instrumental, she's really vocally matching the original of the song while making it still hers, which is very uncommon. Sometimes when people try to do covers, they try to mimic the style fully 100% to where it might sound good, but there's a huge possibility of it sounding bad because you're trying to mimic the original artist, and sometimes people don't have that vocal range to mimic the original artist. But what Billie Eilish does so well, she maintains the same spirit of the original song while adding her own little flavor to it, and that's what I love about her voice and her style of singing.
You're so fucking special, but I'm a creep.
Also, if any of you guys, she's currently touring right now, so if any of you guys been to her shows and you guys drop a comment down below of what it's like to see her in person sing these, I might get tickets to go to one. Might check this out for myself. But if you guys have went to any of her shows or getting tickets to go to any of her shows, please let me know down in the comments below. Comment down what the sets are looking like, what the visuals are looking like, because as of right now, I can't necessarily see what the sets are looking like, but make sure you guys comment down that below and what's a favorite song currently that she's performing right now that you guys see.
What the hell am I doing? I don't belong here. I don't care if it hurts. I wanna have control. I want a perfect body. I want a perfect soul. And I want you to notice when I'm not around. I'm so fucking special.
I just love her voice, the type of vocals that she has as a vocalist and as an artist. It's very much that her runs and riffs on a lot of songs are literally perfect. She can just be her with no instrumental or no guitar or anything, and she could literally make the instrument herself. If you haven't checked any of like my live performances reactions, I actually think I prefer a lot of times the live recordings versus the studio recordings, because it takes so much to do a studio recording, well, I mean a live session, to where you have nothing to hide when it's a live session. I think in the one that she did was Wildflower, she had like three of her artists making harmonies in real time, and then she still had like a guitar, but it's getting you into the production side of what goes into a studio track. And not a lot of times people who are casual listeners of music, or even if you love music, you don't really understand the production side. It goes a lot into making a full master track and a final piece. And also, I really love when an artist is like not hiding behind a backing track. People like currently that's been doing their thing lately is well, Taylor Swift has been off the Eras tours, but even people who do like live singing and stuff like that. Here's a misconception about a lot of people who perform, because I've been hearing a lot with Sabrina Carpenter and a lot of people judging her and be like, oh, she's using auto-tune, oh, she's using pitch correction. One thing you guys don't understand about pitch correction and auto-tune, there's always going to be some sort of auto correction or pitch correction applied to a mic. When you're hearing someone speaking to the mic, sometimes you can definitely tell that there's being pitch correction and all that stuff added. Imagine this is the artist, this is the crowd, lights, but people who are controlling the lights and the audio are way far back. You can sometimes not even see them or not even know where they're at, especially if you're looking for them, you're not going to know where they're at. But what's happening in a live concert, because I've also been in situations when I've recorded live sessions to where when I first starting out working in before I became a full audio engineer and got my degree and stuff, I've been doing this since kind of like I was like 10, 11 years old when I first started learning on like a little small soundboard in the back of my church, when one of my biggest questions were, okay, how is this controlling this little soundboard? At the time it was really small until we upgraded to the bigger one. How is this controlling these mics who are seemingly far away? Because I've been really interested on how sound travels and how all of that works, to where even live instruments are being mixed in real time. So especially if you notice that like artists have like headphones, that's because they're hearing the track inside of their ear, which that's also is being mixed. Because when you're on stage, you're hearing something completely different. Sometimes you are not even hearing the crowd. From what the audience hears, from what the artist hears, is two completely different things. Because what you need to realize, especially with a lot of live artists, especially take Beyonce, for example. Everybody knows she's on her tour right now. A lot of the times, what Beyonce is doing is hearing a backing track in her ear while singing and performing. But the complications sometimes, this is why you have to have a good mix team and an engineer even at the concerts, because of course we're all there for Beyonce, but the team behind her that's doing all the lighting and making sure the footage, that's all happening behind the scenes, to where a lot of the times the mix in your ear can be louder, and a lot of times people who actually really sing and like their microphone is turned on, they have troubles when the backing track is too loud. And another instance that I can take from that is if you notice a lot of times, if you really go back to old Michael Jackson concerts, and he's always complaining about like his ear, one, as if something's too loud, it can cause tinnitus, to where even when I'm listening to music and making music in my headphones, I have two different kind of headphones, to where these are open backed headphones, which is required to like if I'm not mixing for a long period of time, but there's also closed-back headphones. And the thing with closed-back headphones, they're not a really like, they take all the sound from like the outside environment, and they're perfect for your mixing with long hours, and you're not damaging your eardrums by constantly listening to something that's loud. So I'm gonna be having a video soon discussing the difference between open back and closed back headphones. And if you guys are starting off and getting into music, please let me know if you want that video with like budget starting gear versus to upgrading and stuff like that. I can very much do a video on that. But yeah, that's just a little bit of background if you guys didn't know how that works, because general people are like paying tickets for the concert, you guys are viewing the concert from your seats, and you guys aren't sometimes really understanding what goes into a live performance. And sometimes people get misinformed about like, oh, she's using pitch correction, she's using auto-tune. Yes, half of the time, half of the stuff you're listening to, even studio sounds, are always having some pitch correction and auto-tune. So everyone uses it. It's not that big of a deal. You can tell when a person sings and when a person can't sing, because if they're going to a live show and it sounds completely different from their studio track, they can't sing. I know we all see the Genius lyrics when they're like breaking down their song, so you can tell who can sing and who can't. So just a little bit of knowledge and information for next time you go to a concert, and we're just gonna jump back into it. I also wonder where this person is sitting, because the whole entire time I've been seeing this from a screen. And if you guys have better clips, just send them through me or comment them down below, and I'll try and check out all of them. Because one thing about me, I love live concerts, because being as though, yes, I can sit in a studio and, you know, work my way to it, but what really is the most complicated thing to do as an audio engineer, well, at least to me, inside the studio, it's easy. There's always a control to it, but outside, when you're on a concert, you're battling with so much stuff. You're battling busy crowds, different drums, the artists. You got to make sure everything is flowing together to where what you guys are hearing is quality, and that's all happening behind the scenes. And I can get into that from like, even from like a audio editing standpoint, from a lighting standpoint, not just the music behind it. If you guys saw in the Beyonce tour, she has a lot of visuals to where that's happening behind the scenes while she's intermission and changing and stuff like that. That's all being crafted and takes time and months and months and even years of planning. I even remember for one of the videos that I checked out behind the scenes for, I think it was I forgot what it was. It was either my Taylor Swift Anti-Hero or the Lavender Haze one, where I checked out the behind the scenes. There's so much that goes into behind the scenes, even for a music video. If you guys want more music video breakdowns from like an audio standpoint and even from a video editing standpoint, I can also provide that. And yeah, everything is just so interesting. I can nerd out about music, live footage, and all that for hours, but let's just get back into the video. Her vocal runs are amazing. And see right there, this is kind of like the same similar setup to the Wildflower live reaction, to where she has like 2 or 3 people and also Phineas on one side, to where they all have mics. So think about it like this. You not only are combining Billie's voice, but 3 other people that's sounding completely different. See, in a studio, it's real easy to where like, okay, Billie can go in, lay down her vocals, and then like hop out. Then another person could go and they can layer. But layering live on stage and controlling those volumes, it gets really difficult, to where if it wasn't for the people behind, because you have the talent, they're singing, stuff like that, but you can be a good singer and get really messed up by a terrible mix. You can have a great song, be a good rapper, but it's all in the audio. Because if you ever go into the mic, because take it like this, right now my voice sounds clear, but as I get closer, there's distortion that's happening. So that's why you always see singers, and even me sometimes, you have to be a certain distance from the mic, because our voice creates feedback into the mic. And even you could have the best quality mic, but with your voice is bouncing off of the mic that's inside of the cage, it's going to create distortion. And just like if a audio track has too much reverb, you can't fix a terrible take. So that just goes into a little bit of my knowledge of doing it live versus to studio, which is the same thing, but when you're inside the studio, you have more of a leadway. When you're inside a live audience, especially your artists and your fans, they're not going to give you that much leadway. And this actually has me thinking of my next video I'm going to record to Amari's Tiny Desk. They were giving her so much shit for her live audience and her band being off key, and that's why it's so important to distinguish the difference between listening to someone live and listen to a studio track. Also, take for instance, y'all remember that Omarion and Mario versus battle a couple years back, and when Jeremiah walked on stage and he tried to sing his song and it was terrible, because a lot of times Jeremiah can't sing, and you can tell the difference when there's a live concert. You can't hide the fact that you're a bad singer, and that's just that. And I love one thing I like about Billie when she records, and I was saying this about Ariana too with her last couple of songs on the last Brighter Day Ahead. I like the fact that the way she records, she leaves the emotion inside of her songs, and you can also tell with actually, Miley Cyrus's recent song, I think it's called "Walk to Fame." You can hear the actual emotion to where it's the imperfections of the song that drives the emotion and everything, and that's perfect. That sells a song. If you try to work on it being too perfect, you're gonna lose sight of what's the message behind it. And I like when artists and honestly, the women in the game have been killing it in music. Finally, they've been taking a more of a forefront than the male artists is, and they have been killing it. And that's how you can also tell when a person's actually singing. If someone's using a backing track, they won't be able to laugh and then carry the song over afterwards. And that also goes to show the level of talent that, honestly, Billie Eilish should have won a Grammy a long time ago. They keep shitting on her. She should have got her accolades and her flowers a long time ago. People are just now hopping on like the Billie Eilish train. She's been killing it for a minute, but she got so much hate and over-sexualized when she first got in, which we need to stop doing. Like, I think I said in a couple of videos, I'm like, it's not an artist's responsibility to be a role model for your kids. It's not. Music is subjective, and honestly, if we take today's music and knock it back a couple of years, and all these parents that'll be like, oh, this is a sexualized song, whatever. Let's put what you guys were listening to. Let's put music that I was growing up listening to, where I'm like, oh, snap, nowadays, I'm just now figuring out that was a bad song. So, tip, mind your business. Raise your kids. These artists are not role models for your children. But that's just my point. Okay, so that was it. So yeah, overall, I really like that cover. And also, if you guys don't realize, to where there's also a little bit of reverb being added to her voice, because yes, she has a spacious vocal range to where she can do that herself. But if you guys ever think little effects aren't being added on a live stage, you guys are wrong. There's always some EQing and reverb being added that you guys don't know. So that has just been my overall reaction to Billie Eilish Creep Radiohead cover. And like I said, if you like the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more. I'm on the road to 1K before the end of the year. And make sure you drop your favorite part of the video down below. If you guys have any more concert clips that you want me to react to, also drop them down below. And if you guys are seeing her live, also drop that down below and tell me what you think of the concert. Enough being said, this has just been a video.